What's going on, man? What is going on? Peace, man. Big up to everybody inside the building. Hope everyone is blessed. Hope everyone is blessed. Yeah, man. So I saw this topic pop up on Twitter, and I said, oh, right, like me and my bedroom were actually proper sitting there trying to figure out, like, wow, like what is the toughest like Premier League record that we've actually seen, kind of thing, and do we ever think that someone else will be able to, like another team will be able to break it? So I think the four choices, or not, I think the four choices were Arsenal's Invincibles, Leicester City obviously winning the Premier League title 5,000 to 1. Then obviously you've got Chelsea with the 15 goals conceded, and then you've got Manchester City 4 in a row. So I said, all right, well, let me try and rank them. But I promise you guys, usually, like, hence the reason actually why I even did this as a live, because I was sat there all of last night sitting there thinking, bro, like, I actually don't know which one that I would like put first, like as the toughest one. I don't know which one I would put as the least toughest one. I feel like they all merit being number one. They all merit being number two, number three, number four. So I said, yeah, let me try and rank it in some way, shape, or form. Like, let me try and see if I can put these ones into some form of a position, right? So, like I say, I'm not here to say that if you put a certain one first, I'm not going to tell you no. If you put a certain one second, I ain't going to tell you no, because I genuinely believe that this was actually tough. Like, this weren't easy. There is no, I don't feel like there's a right or wrong answer. You can make a case for either or. So yeah, I'll kind of leave it to when you guys are watching this on the replay, or if anybody jumps in the chat, I'll leave it for you to kind of decide yourselves. I'll be honest with you. I'm really not going to be judgmental in this regards, but you got to make a good case for it. Do you get what I mean? And I know teams of these clubs, so obviously Chelsea, City, Arsenal, Leicester City, they're all going to say that their thing was the hardest to do. Now, obviously, you can look back in time, you can try and like you can try and see it from a different perspective. What I'm trying to do when I'm ranking these is I don't want to put myself in the position of, oh, okay, obviously we're in today, so I'm trying to think of it as relative today. So imagine these things did not happen and you looked at the Premier League season today. Do you think these things can happen? Obviously they've already happened, and I don't know how many times any of these things have actually happened. But yeah, big up, Steve, man. Hope you're good, bro. Yeah, I want to know what people kind of think. I want to know how people kind of see it. Yeah, do you get what I'm trying to say? So let me see if I can get this. There we go. All right. So I've just put them all in the bottom row, kind of thing. For the time being, Steve said, Derby County on 11 points in 07-08 is probably the hardest one to break. We all thought Wolves was going to break it, then they just got random wins. Yeah, true. That was another one. That is another one. I can't even lie that you could potentially, do you get me, putting it again, like can I see that happening? Maybe. I can't lie. Like, Wolves are seemingly close to doing so. Do I think there's probably going to be a worse team than Wolves? Probably, because I don't, like I always said, even when Wolves were in the position that they were in and it didn't look like they were going to get any points and all of that kind of stuff, I kind of thought that maybe like they're better than what they're showing. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, they're not as bad as the way that people are, would I say, seemingly making them out to be. So, or they were making themselves out to be. So yeah, man, I feel like it was always one of those when it came to them. So obviously the four categories I got here is won't be broken, gonna be tricky but doable, and obviously the last one being, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I mean, I could see that happening. Um, like I said, man, I don't know. I don't know. So obviously looking at all of them, obviously you had the Leicester City 5,000 to 1 odds. Yeah, that was mad because that just came out of nowhere. Like, as in, nobody saw that come in. They were in a relegation scrap literally the season before. Like, it was all a bit mad. Do you know what I'm saying? It was all a bit mad when it came to these guys. To then go and win the title, like, is that one that people look at and think, no, I can see a team like okay, prime example, it who can I use this season? Who's in the relegation? I'll probably say it's probably like the equivalent of West Ham. Like, if West Ham can somehow get themselves out of relegation trouble this season and then next season go win the league, Do you like? Do people feel like in today's day and age, and this is what I'm saying, we got to take ourselves out of back then. In today's day and age, in today's Premier League, if you said next season, obviously you won't know, but if next season West Ham win the league, wouldn't that shock people? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, big up Mustafa. Chelsea record of 15 conceded will never be broken. Maybe, maybe. Yeah, I'm saying maybe. But yeah, Leicester City, that one I looked at and I was like, oh, do I think right now in today's Premier League, in football in general, obviously I've said this a million times, I think it's kind of rubbish. But in today's kind of like Premier League, do I think, oh yeah, a team like West Ham or who else is down there, man? I would say Spurs, but I feel like Spurs are like what it's like a weird one, isn't it? Because they are seen at well, they're definitely seen as a bigger club than Leicester City at that time, anyway. So I had them finishing in the European places this season. Yeah, you know I'm saying. Whereas Leicester City, I can't remember. It was so many. It was like 10 years ago, but I'm sure I would have had them as relegation favourites at the bare minimum. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, I feel like that one is a tricky one. So I've got to place these in some type of position, which is, as I say, is very, very difficult. Arsenal's invincible season. That one I always find on one side, obviously, no one's done it. Do you get what I'm saying? Which is obviously difficult to do. To not lose any games in an entire season is absolutely crazy. Now, obviously, Arsenal fans will point to the fact that nobody has actually, you know what I mean, done that. But to be fair, nobody's done any of these records. So, you know what I mean, they're all, I feel like they're all equally as hard as each other. But I'm sure what Liverpool, what 1 or 2 games that they've lost, you know what I'm saying? Like even Chelsea, that 15 goal season, they only lost 1 game. Do you get what I'm saying? So I almost feel like in today's day and age, I feel like that could happen. Like I feel like maybe a team could do that. Do you get what I'm saying? Like I don't know if they'll win the league doing that, but I just feel that yeah, you could. I mean, you should win the league if you're going unbeaten. But yeah, I feel like that one's gonna be. Do you know what I mean, the champions 4 in a row. That's the one where I said, obviously, I'll put them in position, but that's the one where I was like, I don't feel like that's happening ever. Like, as in, well, I don't feel like that's happening anytime soon. Like, anytime. I don't see any team who's going to be able to break that. I'll be so honest with you. And then obviously the Chelsea 15. All right, so let's start off. We'll go in order. I'll start off with the Leicester City one. Invincible season is more likely than a Leicester City type of title win, I think. Yeah, I agree with you, Steve. I actually agree. Big up Morris, man. Good morning to you, okay. Yeah, I agree with that. I can't lie. Because I can't see like any other team of that kind of ilk. Like I'm trying to look at the league table, right? Let me see the league table. Because I'm trying to think like, oh yeah, no, I could see this, or oh no, I can't see that. All right, league table. So you got Wolves, Burnley, West Ham, and then obviously Tottenham are just above that. Then Nottingham Forest, and then Leeds. So like, I'll just go from Leeds down, right? Brother, I can never see a situation, yeah, that any of those teams would win the league next season. I can't. Like, I just couldn't. I just couldn't. So I'm gonna put this at the top for now, and then obviously I can reevaluate that one later. Because I just don't feel like it's gonna be broken like that. I really don't. I really, really don't. Arsenal invincible. I think I got that one at tricky but doable. Ooh, let me think. Sorry, no. Yeah. Tricky but doable. Yeah. 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 No. Let me think. Tricky but doable. Nah, but the Chelsea one though. Flipping that. This is actually harder. You know, like I'm actually thinking. Tricky, doable. It can be done. Is it 13 and 14 draws, right? Yeah, I think they got like 14 draws or something like that. I'll double check in a minute, but no, something like that. Bare draws in the thing. Do you get what I'm saying? So maybe I put it as I can see that. I'll leave it there for now. I'll leave it there. Let me move on to Manchester City. Um, I think this one, I don't see this happening. I actually put this and the Leicester City one, I almost put them on the same level. Like if I had to just put them all into one position and I couldn't put them on the same level, which I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put it just below the Leicester City one. But I do see it almost the same way. I like 4 times in a row. Brother, you got Manchester United, the great Manchester United, Sir Alex Ferguson, and how great. Well, they didn't even do it. They couldn't even do it. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, did Liverpool, and I don't want people to get mad at me, have Liverpool ever done it? Mm-mm, I don't think so. But then I almost feel bad for putting the Chelsea one tricky but doable. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like I look at that and think, yeah, it's a tricky one. Big up Fuzzy, man. Good morning to you, my bro. Good morning to you. Guys, this is gonna be real quick anyway. This ain't a long stream at all, man. I literally I'm on a break actually at this current moment in time. I was like, I can probably get this done in like half an hour or so. But yeah, now bless out to everybody, man. Make sure you smash the like button, all that rubbish. Yeah. Nah, this one is a bit techie. So obviously at the moment I've got it as the Leicester City one. I don't think it will be um I don't think it'll be broken. Um yeah, YouTube on my Fuzzy on my YouTube thing it says 0. Shit, like I saw it and I couldn't really care less, man. It's not that deep anyway. But like I say, even if there was just 0 people, I don't really, you know me, I don't care. I'd still be doing this stream regardless. But yeah, I've got the Leicester City one at won't be broken. I've got Man City 4 in a row, gonna be tricky. The Chelsea 15 goals conceded, tricky but doable. And then I've got the Arsenal, and it's so weird, right? Because like I say, I know Arsenal fans, they'll see this or they'll hear about it. What's this guy talking about? No one's ever done it before. I think it was Preston North End were the only team, blah blah blah. But I just feel like with the way that if this record never happened and I had to look at it, I feel like yeah, big up morning to you, Sammy, man. 15 goals conceded. You think it's you think the 15 goals conceded is more trickier than a team going four times in a row? Remember, I want to take ourselves out of all of these things already happening. So if we looked at it today, imagine none of these things happen, and you had to look at the landscape of the Premier League today, and someone said to you, bruh, you know what? I think who's it? Let's say I'll pick Nottingham Forest. Yeah, I'll pick them because they're out of the relegation zone, right now. If someone said to you right now, nah, Nottingham Forest, you know what I mean? I feel like they can, you know what I mean? They'll probably win the league next season. Like you just looked at the landscape, they'll probably win the league. Do you get what I'm saying? Slightly I'm thinking about that again though. Big up goal ratio. Then again, the Premier League is rubbish though at this moment in time. I think Chelsea should be in won't be broken, even though Arsenal defense is best. Currently, they've conceded more than 15. You are right. They have conceded 22 goals. So they're close. You know what I'm saying? They've conceded 22 goals so far. I know it's 7 more, and you still got, you know what I mean, seven games to go. So that could be broken in a sense. 4 times in a row is probably going to be harder than conceding only 15 goals. Yeah. Now I'm rethinking everything. You guys have got into see. Look, I had it kind of planned in my head, yeah, but now you guys have got me thinking. So the Leicester City one, do I think that will? I know it's the Premier Era, but Liverpool conceded 16 goals in 1979 when it was a 42 game season. That is mad. I can't lie. Big up Trudon. That is actually bad because that's an extra 4 games and you still conceded only one more. That's crazy. That is crazy. I'm rethinking because now you guys have got me thinking about this Chelsea one. How many goals did Liverpool concede when they came second by a point? I know it's happened twice. The first time, let me check. How many goals did Liverpool even concede in that season? What season was that? 18-19. Premier League table, 18-19 season. All right. Hold up, show me the full. Show me the full thing. Um. All right, Liverpool that season conceded 22 goals. So you're saying 7 more, and they were also close to being unbeaten as well. Yeah, I'm saying that's why. Yeah, now I feel like I'm gonna keep the Man City one either there or won't be broken. I'm now starting to think maybe I might swap that Man City one. I just don't think anybody's good. Like I think personally that the Premier League is gonna head into this era of we're not gonna have a dominant team. What you may have is like you won't have a Man City, a Manchester United type of era. You almost have what Chelsea had, which is you can go back to back. Maybe you can maybe go back to back, and maybe Arsenal potentially could go back to back, but that will be it. You'll go maybe a year, 2, 3 without winning it, and someone else will win it in the meantime. Whereas Manchester United have gone 3 times in a row, Man City 4 times in a row. You know what I mean? I don't feel like, and throughout a decade, for example, they've won 6, 7 Premier Leagues in that kind of time. I don't feel like you're gonna get that now because I don't feel like their Premier League is heading into that because it's so competitive, which I will give. It is very competitive. I feel like, yeah, you know what, actually, this 15 goal conceded one is that's the one. It's funny because the Arsenal one I'm leaving there at the bottom. I feel like I can see that happening. I'm convinced and I'm happy with the first one. I think it's between the Chelsea and the Leicester City because you guys have proper got me thinking, yo, like that 15 and I'm not, by the way, I'm not dismissing any of them, by the way, because they're all hard. I mean, they're all records for a reason. But the Chelsea one is now starting to make me think, yeah. But then if I put it to you guys, like I said, oh yeah, Nottingham Forest. You know what I mean? Like obviously you wouldn't know, but yeah, like they'll win the league. Like would that shock people? Maybe not because they almost did make Champions League. You know what I'm saying? They almost did make Champions League. They made European football, to be fair, and they were on a very good run and they looked good. Were they able to sustain that? Could they have done it? I think Fergie did 2 3-peats 2 3-peats, 4 in a row won't be broken as City on a rebuild. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Mustafa. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying, Fergie. You know what I mean? Like, if Fergie has never won 4 in a row and he has done the 3-peat twice, in today's day, can we look at any team right now? Invincible is doable because Liverpool nearly done it. This one, yeah, I just checked it. Liverpool only lost 1 game that season. So that's the one, that's the only one on this list that I'm actually fully confident with that in terms of where I put them in position. Whether it will happen, I don't know. But that's where I put them. I'm saying I can see that happening. So it's just really because I'm now starting to, you guys have probably got me thinking, maybe I put the Chelsea one in gonna be tricky and then put the Leicester City one tricky but doable. When I say, by the way, guys, these are loose terms that I'm using, by the way, like super loose terms. I believe Chelsea conceded 14 open play goals that season. The game they lost to Man City was a penalty. That's mad. All right, I'll put them second for now. Again, when I say tricky but doable, I'm not saying, yeah, I can, but it's more like, yeah, you know what I mean? At the same time, I'm sitting there thinking, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, if a Nottingham Forest, who is it? Yeah, Nottingham Forest, or even Spurs, because they're in a relegation scrap right now. If I saw Spurs win the league next season, I don't think I'll be like, oh my God. Obviously, depending on how they do it, of course. But if I just saw them win it, let's say they win it the same way, kind of like a Leicester City kind of did it, I can kind of see that because teams are not really strong right now. You got like Arsenal are the strongest in terms of like their squad depth and stuff like that. But yeah, they're like I can easily see Arsenal faltering. Like I feel like they're crying over the line as it is. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like they're giving Manchester City some type of glimmer of hope. Liverpool can't be as bad next season. Like even I don't think Liverpool are going to be this bad next season. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So even if Arne Slot was to stay, I just don't feel like they'll be this bad kind of thing. And if they are, then burn the whole club down. Um, Chelsea, I feel like Chelsea will be a bit better, whether they keep Rosinha or not. Um, yeah, nah, I don't know. I don't know. That 15 goals, 15 goals is mental, bro. That is meant you play 38 matches and you only and if what Trudon's saying is right, which I'm sure it is, you can only see the 14 in open play. Do you know how ridiculous that is? Like that is what you call, yeah, you're not getting past me at all. And you know what? Yeah, people always get onto that Chelsea side, but they got 95 points that season. Like they got 95 points. And people act like they didn't score goals. They did like 72 goals. That's not amazing. Don't get twisted. I'm not saying 72 goals is crazy, but yeah, really and truly, I'm looking even here at that season. That would have placed them in the 18-19 season. That would have put them in the fourth top goal scorers of that season. You get what I'm saying? But the 15 goals, yeah, they would have been obviously the best. But yeah, Man City won't be broken. I don't think so. Big up, mates. Chelsea, I'm gonna say is gonna be tricky. But I feel like a team like Arsenal, and it would only really be Arsenal. In fact, yeah, that's the only team I think who would be able to break it is going to be Arsenal, just because of their team, their defense, how they set up. Um, yeah, Leicester City, like I say, with the way that the Premier League is kind of going, would it surprise me? Probably not, sort of thing. I feel like the Premier League is so meaty that any one of those teams could probably just go on like a mazy kind of run. Um, and yeah, the Invincibles, which is crazy. Crazy to think that the one that didn't lose is the one I'm putting at the bottom. So Arsenal fans, I apologize. And I know you might feel, oh, this brother's talking shit. I hear it, but I don't actually care because I don't genuinely believe that teams will get very close. Considering Arsenal have only lost 3 times this season, I don't see a team doing 3 in a row. Yeah, Trudon, I don't even see that. Like I said, I think it's going to be, if anything, the most that will happen is teams will go back to back. That's the most I think is going to happen. Then someone else will probably win it. Then maybe that team that went back to back might win it. But I then think a third team will be introduced somewhere. So let's say Arsenal win the league this season. I think they could potentially retain it next season, potentially. And even then, I feel like if Pep Guardiola stays, I feel like Man City will win the league. Well, I'm going to put them down to win the league next season. Do you get what I'm saying? Then you're like, I don't feel like Man City are in a space right now where they'll be able to go 4 in a row. Only because Arsenal are now a lot stronger. Man City, I don't think they can really hit those kind of heights. As I say, I just can't see Liverpool being as dead as they kind of have been. Otherwise, that's just peak. And then there's other teams like the Chelseas, the Manchester Uniteds. I'm not even talking about. Who knows where they kind of land as of next season and moving forward. So yeah, I'll leave it at that for the time being. So don't shoot me, guys. Let me know. I also want to know, people who watch this on the replay and stuff, like leave your comments. Leave your comments in there. But yeah, I feel like I'm happy with that. I feel like I'm happy with that. I know there's going to be people just talking rubbish about that. But listen, you think someone can break 106 goals in a season? Do I think someone can break 106 goals? Yes. Hold on. Let me check. Let me check the league. Let me check the goals now. Premier League table. Bruh, Arsenal have only scored 61 goals. Kind of dead. Not anytime soon. I would need to see more. Yeah, I'm saying, like, I would need to see more. I would need to see more from like a lot of these teams. At the moment, I'm gonna say no. Yeah, in the Premier League, nah, I just can't see it. I really can't see it. Like, probably, I don't. Mike, you already know anyway. And I know Mike's probably super happy now because we're in an international break. But yeah, this football is just rubbish, man. It's just rubbish. Goldridge, I'm more optimistic without Salah. Gakpo needs to be super sub. Yeah, the Salah thing is funny. That is That is, how did that Man City? Yeah, no. Yeah, now the Salah thing is, I think I did a video on that as well, talking about that, to be fair. Because I feel like the Salah thing, I was listening to, what's the thing, man, with all Roy, Jamie, Neville, and Ian Wright and Jill Scott. And they were talking about, Roy was obviously mentioning how he felt that it was the wrong time for Salah to, put out those, to put out that video, to put out the whole thing that he's leaving. Why can't he just wait until the end of the season? I don't really feel like people had a problem with that, because I feel like it's one of those situations where we're now in a space of, okay, well, we think you're kind of dead anyway. We kind of want you to leave. It's looking kind of sad right now for one of the legends of the football club. Yeah, maybe, you know what I mean? Him putting this out now, if anything, it just helps him. Do you get what I'm saying? And obviously, I think the only thing that people get a little bit angry about is just the sheer fact that it's he's not going to finish his contract, so Liverpool are going to let him go for free. So obviously, you would have hoped to get a bit of money for him, but I don't feel like it's that deep, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just kind of mad in that regards. But yeah, listen, look, legend of the football club. There was one thing, and I'm going to say this, right? Because I saw everybody talking about this on social media. I was going to do a separate video, but we're here now. I saw everybody getting vexed at Jamie Carragher. Sorry, I saw certain people getting vexed at Jamie Carragher, right? In regards to his list of Liverpool greats. So I think he had Salah in like 6th position or something like that. And obviously everybody's now, oh my God, like, how can you put Salah in 6th position and yada, yada, yada. And I was just like, yeah, but yeah, I mean, you see the names, right? That he's obviously got in that position in the first place, right? You know what I mean? He's got some real legends of the football club. So I don't really feel, I know everybody obviously is saying that they feel the reason why he's put them there is, and I don't want to get into it, but it's a whole, xenophobic this and X, Y, and Z. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt in terms of that, whether that's true or not true. And the reality is, ultimately, the players that he had in front of him, in front of Salah in that list, I was like, come on, though, do you get what I'm saying? That these ain't no dibby dabby players that you've got in front of Salah. So to have him there, yeah, I don't know. Like, I didn't really feel like it was that deep. I feel like people were kind of making a mountain out of a molehill, if I'm being totally honest with you. Yeah, and I just feel like it was just one of those things. I get it, because everyone feels like he's got an agenda. Maybe he does. I'm not going to sit here and say some of the things that maybe he said in the past and stuff like that haven't looked maybe a little bit fishy. Do you get what I mean, so to speak? But I'm not. I feel like that was calm. Like, I didn't look at that list and think, oh my God, like, this is a crazy list that he's kind of put there. So yeah, like, yeah, I feel like people just need to chill out with that one, man. Ultimately, he's leaving, man. Let's just enjoy it. I mean, like, for once, like the season's been shit. Liverpool are shit. They've been shit. The manager's shit. The players are shit. Like, we've been saying, they've been shit for time. Like, let's just enjoy the last few bits at the bare minimum. Do you get what I mean? Like, if the team don't want to play good, all right, that's on them. But we just focus on something else. Do you get what I'm saying, man? It's just one of them things. I think I just saw a question. Derby's 11 points, tally of 0708. That could be unbreakable to be. Yeah. I think someone I can't remember who mentioned it before. Yeah, I totally agree. I feel like that one actually might be the one that won't be broken. But you know what I mean? What was on now actually? They're on 17. Okay, yeah, fair. Yeah. I don't think a team now. Like I said, I feel like, as meaty as I think the Premier League is, and big up Dugout, by the way. As meaty as I think the Premier League is, I feel that teams like Wolves, they'll just pick up points. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, they will just get points somewhere. I mean, they've won 3 games anyway and drawn 8. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's it. Really, we needed to draw those 8, win 1, well, draw 9 and maybe win 1. I feel like you could probably do that in a season, even if you're really rubbish. The only way I can see that happen is if, like, I don't know, a team, like a really rubbish team, like a really, really rubbish team. Michael Shane, yeah, got only title while they're playing together. Salah was pivotal in the first half of Klopp's tenure. with the front trio. Couldn't have done it without him. Helped to make it happen. Yeah. Like, you know, they all played their part. That's why I didn't really understand people like all having debates and stuff about this. Yeah. And listen, look, big up Cal, big up Sam, but I didn't really understand like this whole debate that everyone was kind of. Like, I just didn't understand like, what was there to even debate. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm not saying that they didn't do a stream just to have a debate, to my knowledge, but from watching it, I was just like, bro, this is just apples and oranges at this point. Do you get what I'm saying? This ain't what you're gonna go either or regardless. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like I felt like both of them had points, had good points. Cal made some good points, and Sam made some good points. I felt like it was. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, but I didn't really feel like it was a conversation really to be had. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I did feel that point at moments within the conversation that it became more about point scoring more than anything else. But listen, I've been in there. Yeah, I mean, I've been in heated discussions with the man them. Do you get what I'm saying? And you almost just forget like the point of this was this kind of thing, which Matt was trying to do well, which was like bring it back round the conversation, like the original point. But yeah, no, like I say, man, it's either or. Like you can pick whichever side that you want. Mane, people love Mane. I think Mane was a brilliant player. People really love Firmino. You know what's crazy? I see the other day people talking about. I saw it, so I was supposed to quote tweet it. Someone said the Klopp system was built around like Trent Alexander-Arnold, but then I like to my knowledge, the way people spoke about that Klopp system, it was Firmino who really made that system click. I'm not saying either or, by the way. You could look at it from both sides, but I was just like, yeah, you're going to decide on which one you think is just more pivotal to whatever. I think both have merit, and it goes to this. Sorry, I'm going on a rant. We're here now. It goes towards this. It's like this, right? I get annoyed when people are debating between two elite players. It bugs me. Like, and the reason why it bugs me is because I feel like we don't actually ever then debate the players themselves. What then happens is it becomes about stats and numbers and point scoring. If I'm gonna have a debate with you about a player, I don't want to hear you mention stats. Like that should be like the finisher sort of thing. But if we're usually debating, obviously, if you're debating between like two meaty players, then maybe stats might have to get thrown in there just for the sake of it. But when you talk about two elite players during their period, during their peaks, right? Mane and Salah, both elite players when they were on top. I feel like I couldn't really bring stats kind of thing because both their stats were kind of good. It's like the Rooney and Neymar debate. People like, yeah, but look how many goals Neymar got. I'm like, bro, like, but Rooney also got bare goals though. Did you get what I'm saying? Like, this ain't like, forget the goals. When you're talking about players of that level, I don't care about your stats. Like all your stats are going to be good. Do you get what I'm saying? There is going to be one person who's going to potentially have more in one area. That doesn't necessarily mean that they are actually better. Do you get what I'm saying? Everything is contextual, and that just annoys me at times when people debate. Do you get what I'm saying about like between players? Because it becomes too much about stats and yeah, how many goals did this guy get? I'm like, oh, but it might not be like that. Like if I told you, let me even check double quickly before we get out of here. What's the time? All right, got 5 minutos. I was looking at this literally the other day, right? If I told you guys in the chat right now, there's a player who plays for one of the top teams in Zidane GA. You know what I'm saying? Go like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's mad. If I said to you right now, there's a player plays for one of the top teams. I think he's a fantastic player, and I think many of you think he's a fantastic player. He's played 22 games, and he's only scored 4 goals. And he's 22 games in the league, right? And he's only got 4 goals and 3 assists. Would you guys be clamoring to sign that player right now? I'll tell you who it is in a second. But if I just showed you stats and I said to you, this guy's played 22 games, he's only got 4 goals and he's got 3 assists. So 7 GA. Would anybody be sitting here saying, yeah, I definitely want to sign that kind of guy? I promise you wouldn't. I promise you. Ain't Salah got more than that? Nope, it ain't Cherky. It ain't Cherky. In fact, I think it's a player of a higher quality than a Cherky. Do you get what I'm saying? He's experienced at that as well. I'll give you another clue. He's won the Champions League within the last 5 seasons. Saka? Nope. Nope. It ain't Saka. Well, I don't know if Saka, but it's not Saka the player that I'm looking at. I'll tell you anyway. It's Kvaratskhelia. He's got 4 goals and 3 assists. But I promise you now, everyone here in this chat would be like, "What? Kvaratskhelia available? But I'm signing him today. I'm signing him today." And that's and that's why it frustrates me when we have debates about players to player, because I'm like, bro, but if I just read out like stats of a player in I told you he's only got 4 goals and 3 assists. Semenyo's got more than him. Did you get upset? Like these are the exactly, Doug. Exactly. Semenyo got more than him. Like forget Semenyo because whatever. Yeah, that's what I said. That's just in league. That's what I said. The league games he's played 22 matches. And he's got 4 goals. I'll see what he's got for the entirety of the season. Obviously, he's been injured and stuff like that, so there's context. But either way, so in 37 matches, he's scored 12 and he's got 7 assists. So 19 GA, 19 GA, which is all right, I guess. Yeah, he's got 12 in all competitions. He scored. I think he's got 4 in the league. He scored 8 in the champ. No, he scored 8 not in the Champions League alone, but he's got quite a few in the Champions League. Yeah, he's got 7 goals in the Champions League. In fact, he's got more goals and assists in the Champions League than he does in any other league, and he's only played 11 matches. That just tells me that's a player that is that's just built for big nights. Do you get what I'm saying? But I would sign, like, again, one of my favorite players. I would sign him straight away. I wouldn't even hesitate. Wouldn't even think about it. Kvaratskhelia, bro, you'll be silly to even consider that. Did you get what I'm trying to say? That would be Doku Turkey over the weekend. Both had 0 GA but were unreal in both games. Stats have completely destroyed the perception of football. Bro, Mikes, you already know. You already know. And that's why one of the main reasons as to why I don't really like having too much discussions around players and around trying to compare too much. Because I just get frustrated, and I'm someone who, when I get frustrated, I'm just like, I just can't be bothered. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather just leave the room, at that point, because I just can't. Because I'm just like, well, you're debating between player X who's got 20 something. And by the way, I'm not trying to dismiss stats, by the way. Stats are important, of course they are. I mean, you'd rather, I guess, have the player who's got more goals and assists and stuff like that, because it does show a certain level. But just when we're having debates, people, and this goes for Mike's obviously got a channel, Doug obviously got a channel, anybody else who's got a channel, anybody else on Twitter or whatever, call these people, big up Scraps, call these people out, right? When they're having a debate, just ask them one question. Without using stats, describe the player as to why you think he's better than player X. That's all. That is all I'm asking for. And that's all I think we should all be asking for. If someone wants to debate a player, no worries. Without using stats, so don't use goals, don't use assists. Describe to me why you think that player is better. I promise you're going to notice people will start to crumble. That conversation going to get real short. And what's going to then end up happening is their sentences are going to lead a lot towards that. They're going to end up having to catch themselves within that sentence. Yeah, but obviously, because he's a good finisher, remember like last season? Oh, shit, yeah, last season. No, don't worry about the stats. Just tell me why you think player X is better than player Y. That is it. That's all I want to know, but we don't ever do that. Or sorry, it never really happens within conversations. It's just always about, yeah, but he got 20 last season and he got 30 last season and this, that, and the third. And do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, it's just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Like, yeah, like you can never twang me and listen, Salah's my guy. You can never twang me and make me think that Henry is not better than Salah. I couldn't care less how many goals Salah's got. It's not about the goals. You know what I'm saying? What Henry did transcended football. Salah ain't transcended nothing. He's just been very, very good throughout that time. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And it's just little things like that. And again, like I said, I know I'm going on a bit of a rant, but it's just been annoying me recently, seeing the conversations, hearing the conversations, and all that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, all I hear, he won us the league. Then I asked, which games did he win us? And the well is dry. Again, you could. I mean, in the Southampton game, I do remember that. I'm pretty sure he bagged 2 goals in that game, and when Liverpool losing in that game. The one at St. Mary's. I feel like I remember that game because I think it was Liverpool wearing a black kit. I feel like I remember that. But yeah. Just a lot of these debates are just stupid, man. So stupid. But this is where we're at now. This is where we're at. And I see it during international football as well. As Mike said there about the whole docu in Turkey. I see all the time. Like I saw who was playing the other day? No, I think it was France actually. I think they were talking about Ekatike. They're talking about Ekatike. I think he played like maybe off the left. I think in the first game that they had because they played against Colombia. I think the other day or yesterday, and they were talking about him playing off the left, and obviously he scored. They're like, oh yeah, you see. I was like, bro, but did you watch the performance? Like, did you think no one described the performance? It was just because he scored. Florian Wirtz, the same thing, scored a banger, absolute banger. I was like, okay, but did anyone actually watch the performance to say that? I didn't watch it, by the way, so I haven't got a clue. But I didn't see anybody describe that. And I was just like, but I need to know, did he play well? What did he do well? What didn't he do so well? It was just, do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's a bit mad. It's a bit mad. Who said that? I feel like that's it. Oh, Gorge, you just said that. Rio plays similar to. Yeah, no, yeah. I knew what he meant. And yeah, I actually agree. I can agree with that. They've got very, very similar traits in terms of the way that they dribble. They entice players to have to put a challenge in, kind of thing. Yeah. Ekatike was okay. Virtual. Okay, fair. Mike's, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I don't need to ask you anyway, but yeah, thank you. I just felt like I never had that though. It was just, see, this is why Slot is a waste man. I was like, bruv, Slot isn't the reason why Wirtz is hitting the ball like a 2-year-old. I promise you that has got nothing to do. That's zero to do with Slot. Zero. Like he cannot affect that in any way, shape, or form. That's all on Florian Wirtz for hitting the ball like a 2-year-old. In fact, my son hits harder. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's mad. So that's just something he needs to kind of do. Obviously, I can understand in terms of if you're talking about the position he plays, obviously under Nagelsmann. Maybe Nagelsmann, again, I really don't watch Germany enough to make a comment, but I'm going to assume Nagelsmann gives him maybe a bit more freedom, maybe a bit more license within the team. Also, he's around maybe arguably better players. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, without Alisson, Liverpool ain't winning the league. yeah. Without Van Dijk. Now, obviously, this will be a topic, I guess, for another day, right? And I'll probably try and end it here. Without Van Dijk, I don't see Liverpool winning the Premier League title again. Like I don't think you understand. And once Salah leaves, I guess we can have that debate. We can maybe even have that debate. Maybe I'll do a show on that. I don't feel like people understand the impact of a Virgil van Dijk. Like I understand why Salah is seen up there, but I almost feel you could have got a player, maybe not numbers wise, but you could have got a player who was very similar in what they done. I don't think you could have got a player anywhere close to Virgil van Dijk for Liverpool at that time. Think about where Liverpool were at, top 4, still weren't, we weren't really close to winning a Premier League and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I feel like Virgil, if Liverpool never had Virgil throughout these, like, okay, prime example, if Liverpool never had Virgil, but they had Salah, just think they had the whole team, instead of Virgil van Dijk, Liverpool had Joao Matip and Joe Gomez, just as an example, right? If they had those two and still Salah, Firmino, I don't feel like Liverpool are winning. In fact, I don't think they'd win any league title. I genuinely believe they don't. Like, I feel like he is that kind of defender you're just never ever finding. Like those are like once in a blue moon type of guys. Like the impact that he had was so instant. It was mad. Like it was actually like we all watched him, right? Southampton, Celtic, blah blah blah. When he came into that Liverpool team, like I felt confident. Like I felt confident. Like okay, at least Virgil's there. Now I'm not dismissing Salah. Yeah, I mean, it goes hand in hand ultimately, right? Obviously, you need the whole team to win a Premier League title. It's not usually just one player. But I do look at that and I think, yeah, but would you have needed like someone to get that amount of goals? Probably not. Do you get what I'm saying? Because ultimately, it's not like that amount of goals led to several titles. Do you get what I'm saying? Like it led to 2. So I don't know. It's one of those, like, but I look at the Virgil thing and I'm like, imagine if Liverpool didn't have Virgil. The 2 titles is looking fugazi as it is. Again, that's a debate for another day. Any more questions? If not, I will head on out of here. Without Alisson in goal, we're winning the league. Without Trent assisting Salah's goals, this is something like this, and this is it. You can make a case literally for anybody. That's the maddest thing. What I'm saying is the whole this whole without Salah goals, we ain't winning the league. You can say that for anyone. Without Virgil, we ain't winning the league. No, it's true. It's true. Don't know, but it's a shit record for a world-class keeper to have. Yeah, nah. Yeah, Ali's a bit of a weird one. Ali's a weird. Again, I don't. Ali one is weird. The Ali one is weird because a part of me is like, I don't feel like Liverpool needed to have that goalkeeper. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't have Alisson in that category anyway. Like, I never have. Peter Cech is better than Alisson. Peter Cech, that brother's crazy. He can maybe chat to Schmeichel, maybe, but yeah, I don't feel like he's not Peter Cech. Peter Cech is just peak. It's mad. And Couture's always, no, I wouldn't say always, that's a lie. That is actually a lie. There was a period of time where I thought, like Alisson is, you know what I mean? Like, he's number 1 in that. But I'm gonna say overall, maybe it's probably Couture. And the reason I probably say that is that I'm looking at both of the ages of these guys, and I'm just looking at thinking Couture is still performing at like some stupidly elite level. I don't feel like Alisson is, and I don't feel like he has for maybe a couple of seasons. You can point to games. I know people go, oh, but what about this, bro? Alisson has had some mad games, like the maddest games I've seen recent, like in the last like 3-4 years. He's had random games, but his consistency for me hasn't always been up there. Whereas Couture, I always feel like he's consistently at this level, like consistently at this level. I don't know about prime Reina, Alisson, but it's more of a, you know what? That's closer in my opinion than Alisson to Couture. I feel like people maybe sleep on Reina, but they both make mistakes. Like they were just both keepers that just made dumb mistakes. Do you get what I'm saying? But they could pull, you know what I'm saying, pull a mad save out of there, like a mad save. But like I say, man, we'll debate that another day. We'll do it. That's a food for thought. That's food for thought. But let me see if I still got it. Still got it up there. So yeah. So obviously this was my finish. Won't be broken. Man City 4 in a row. Gonna be tricky. I put Chelsea in there. Tricky but doable. I put Leicester City in there. And the Arsenal's Invincibles, I can see that. Like I said, for anybody who's watched this on the replay, leave your thoughts in the comment section. I'd like to know who you guys, where you'd put these 4 in ranking order. Don't shoot me, please. It is just my opinion. But yeah, I got some few other streams. In fact, let me even show you guys. I've got obviously all my other channels and stuff like that. If you guys want to follow it, go and subscribe to these other channels. I think they're good, but I'm also extremely biased in regards to what I deem to be good. Let's see. All right, let's get this on the screen. So yeah, if you guys can see that there, yeah, you can see that. So yeah, these are all my other channels, guys. That's why I don't do so much on this channel, because I'm always like trying to do like some other stuff over there. So yeah, we got all of these here. So you got invisible rules, just rules about just the way of life kind of thing. Anime timeline logic, check that out if you guys are into anime. Kai helps is more like for children. Children animations, parents advice, Stickman Dad. I actually find this one funny when I do it. It's actually really silly. Hidden Truth Bureau, that's just my like a crime kind of channel that I've got there. And Why That Word, that'll be dropping today actually. I think the first one will be dropping at I think 7 o'clock. Why do we call words? Like literally, that is literally the premise of it. Why do we call words? So yeah, check them out, man. Check them out. If you like it, subscribe. If you don't like it, that's all good, man. It's all good. But yeah, that's just a few of the things that I've been doing. Hence the reason why I'm always never doing too much on this channel in terms of like lives and stuff. I just the time it takes to do that plus everything else, yeah, it's a little bit tricky for me. Head on over to my shop as well. The link is in the it's in my bio, but you'll see it there. No, let's just go there. Yeah. So yeah, you guys can obviously check that out at a later date. The GTV Insight shop. So obviously, yeah, check that out. And yeah, if you want to purchase anything, let me know. Or if you want to just purchase it, just purchase it. You know what I mean, you ain't got to tell me. I ain't got to see that. But yeah, I'll catch you guys soon. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And yeah, just look out to see what I've got popping. But yeah, I'll catch you guys soon. Big up to everybody in the damn chat as well. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.